This is a TnA. I guess it's not really a TnA podcast. It's more of a TnA Presents.
A review of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and today it's myself, Anthony. We got Torin.
Torin's here.
Trisha's here.
And we got Trisha.
Yeah.
It was a good. Let me see. How long is this? The podcast is probably going to be about an hour long. We'll have a segment at the beginning where we have our initial thoughts, and then it'll go non-spoiler review, spoiler review, and you'll have a mediocre time.
Yeah, I mean, most likely you'll be like, yeah, this was something to listen to on a car ride to work. But that's what we strive for here.
We really strive for just, they're okay to listen to in the background.
Yeah, that's something I can put on while I'm cleaning. You know?
I wouldn't want to hear myself. I wouldn't want to hear my voice when I'm cleaning. Because I'd be like, everything is getting filthier.
Just spreading filth all over the place.
Why is this man
talking?
Why is he talking? Shut it, fucking stop him.
Jesus. We're not talking like Jim Gaffigan in
The
here.
pine saw won't work for this. You got a fun story?
Yeah. I stuck my finger up a dog's butt the other day, and...
For the audience, she works at a veterinarian. My girlfriend doesn't just stick random fingers up dogs' butts.
I would beg to
maybe
differ.
I asked her, but I don't know. I don't know if she's into that.
And, it just, water fountain, just everywhere.
Poop went everywhere?
No, it wasn't poop. It was anal gland secretion.
Well, what's
and
the difference? Isn't that just poop, though?
No, it's not. It's liquid that gets trapped on the inside of the I'm not going to go
Yeah,
into
Torn, have you ever fingered your own ass? You wouldn't know anything about it.
All right, Anthony. You have to show me a couple pointers sometimes.
Yeah, okay, hold on. So what you
Yeah. You gotta get it towards the right.
if you spread cheek.
Moral of the story, never open your mouth while you're doing that.
Oh, Jesus, you got some of that water poop in your mouth?
A little bit on the lip.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. It was pleasant.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It happens to me every time.
Yeah. You're like,
Almost
I can't control it. Just...
Yeah.
No, what I do is I guess fuck. I was gonna make a Suicide Squad joke, but I can't now.
Yeah, because they don't know. They don't know anything about the movie yet. They don't even know that we recorded this after we did that whole initial thought thing.
What do you mean? Of course they do. I told them how long the podcast is.
Oh shit, dude!
You fucking got.
They don't know when this was recorded.
You got played,
I
jabroni.
fucked this all up.
Stop.
I fucked this all up.
I'm gonna have to edit that. So I'm gonna have to cut before that.
You don't have to cut.
I literally. That's a big fucking chunk. That's a beefy.
You know what
fucking
you do?
sound
You
wave.
know what you do? You just cut that part out. Just push it down a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what it sounds like still?
The audience will really appreciate it.
I don't think they will. Also, another. I want to have a shout out real quick.
Shout it out, dude.
I have a couple people.
Yeah.
I want to thank Yuri Vinick for being on the last podcast.
Yeah, there you
go. It was
go.
fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And then what is it? Oh, I want to have a shout out to Brazil for throwing 400 downloads our way.
Holy shit!
Over the last week.
So we're really fucking popular.
South America is our fucking demo.
Holy shit, dude!
People love us down there.
You should have told me about that.
A lot of
Argentinians and fucking Brazilians are really listening to us.
This is how I'd tell you.
Yeah.
I'd tell you in a fun opening intro.
Yeah, there we go. I'm really proud of us, though.
Yeah.
Yes, go.
Yeah.
We should go down to South America and do some fucking...
Well, the thing is, 400...
Like a live podcast?
So 400 downloads equates to, 26 odd people or something like that. Because it was like downloads and then... and then backlogging. So it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
but
we're growing. That's really weird. The thing is, quick question, is there a lot of English-speaking people out there? You know what I mean?
A lot of the world speaks English because we're too arrogant to learn any other language.
Yeah, right?
That's a real thing. We just fuck it, they'll adapt to us.
The people, yeah, right. But the people from Argentina, a lot of them, all their profiles are, in their language, and I just find it interesting. I don't know if anybody can just comment on our Facebook or something. Tell us how you listening.
I don't think any Argentinians are on the Facebook.
I think they are. When I did that little boosted post, we got a fuck ton from Argentina.
Did you say you were going to have a podcast for next week?
Yes, we will be interviewing Amanda Druick, the owner and CEO of Ardor Creative Media. she's the person that does the Sin City Community Expose. So
Okay.
yeah, we'll be talking about kind of her film background, or why she's doing all that, and stuff like that.
So look forward to that next week.
Yeah, and that'll be dropping right before our film will be playing at Sin City. So
that's on August 15th.
Yeah,
August 15th. It's in Seattle.
Yes.
Well, not in the downtown Seattle.
Yeah, it's in the earlier part of it, like Green Lake-ish. It's
Yeah.
a Naked Tapestry House. I think I'm saying it correctly. I
Yeah.
don't know.
If you're friends with us on Facebook, we'll make sure we post a link about it.
Yeah, we'll be posting.
So I would, if you do want to come out and support local filmmakers, it would be super great.
Yeah, it'd be good for all of us. So. Yeah.
There you go.
On to the review. Yeah?
Is that like the Batman?
That was. You should put a sound effect in there.
So
So like right afterwards I say that.
See,
do the...
See, the thing is, this is how I do every intro. I'll do an intro, I'll say I'm going to do something, and then I'll just leave all this in. I don't even know what we're actually doing right now.
I thought it was like a...
I know.
Like initial... Like... She said something about recording our thoughts beforehand.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking, but I don't know how far that goes.
Yeah, I don't know.
We also don't have that much time.
Yeah, so
I guess we'll do something real quick.
yeah, just a little. What is everyone's expectations going into this movie? We could introduce the show as well.
Well, the thing is, all right. So how I've been doing it a lot recently is that
you do a little cold open.
No, I'll just do the intro. Yeah, but I have to do it way after. So we'll do it after we come back from Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
That will film an intro.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because then if we can detail how it goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So I'll cut somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll do the cutting thingy that I usually do.
Sure.
So,
some mad Pokemon.
So today it's myself, Anthony. We got Torn, and we have Trisha.
Hello.
Torn's lovely girlfriend.
Lovely.
You'll probably
Lovely.
have to speak up or scoot closer.
Okay, yeah.
So what do you guys think? What do you think we're walking into?
I don't know, cause like so the movie looks great in my opinion, but I've overheard some reviews that are just harsh and terrible,
Super bad.
It's like even worse than.
No, I've
Batman vs. Superman.
I've definitely heard better than Batman vs Superman from most of the reviews.
I heard
read.
it was pretty much the same thing, just a huge logical mess.
Yeah, so what I've heard is that the first two acts are pretty good.
Yeah.
The characters are all pretty good.
Yeah.
Joker's a little bit underwhelming.
Okay.
But then the third act is all sorts of fucked.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I've heard the villains are kind of weird too.
Yeah, cool. Because the thing is, I'm pretty spoiler free on this movie.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't actually know who the villain is.
Yeah, neither do I. I just heard they were kind of lame.
I mean,
so
I think it's still probably like Enchantress or something like that.
Yeah, I think she goes bad or something.
She's probably got to be the bad one. There's that big blue sweet beam of light that goes up.
Yeah, something like that. I've also seen her casting some spells in one of the trailers. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm excited. I'm like not. I'm critical of movies, but I'm not so highly critical that I'm like, no matter what happens, I feel like I'll be happy because I've enjoyed the trailers so far.
Yeah, and I know you really dug that one. The Bohemian Rhapsody trailer.
Yes.
I think I like the Ballroom Blitz trailer more.
Yeah, that one's pretty good too.
But the things I've heard is that like that Margot Robbie is real good as Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Leto's okay. What's his name? I can't remember. The guy who plays Captain Boomerang is supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah,
Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney. Yeah. I was just talking to Trisha the other day. He apparently did mushrooms to explore his role.
I believe
Boomerang, and I think that's amazing.
All right, so as far as I'm concerned, Slipknot dies within the first 20 minutes.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, she doesn't even know who Slipknot is.
Exactly,
so,
it's the
so
one.
She's like, yeah, probably.
He's the guy. He's got sweet rope. he can use rope pretty well.
Yeah, he's going pretty quick.
I think this is because they have to show the consequences for leaving, and he's definitely going to be they're gonna all right, blow up his face.
I really want someone just to run away, like immediately, right? Because I know there's that part where they break out, like everyone, they start giving them guns and stuff. You know what I mean? And I really hope just one of them just runs away and he just blows up. Like,
yeah, because they have to show the consequences for running away.
Yeah,
because as far as I know, it's still the same thing. They put the little bomb in your neck. They call it
to keep you from running away.
Yeah, I've also heard. So there's some like crossover, like, you know, we know there's Batman in the movie.
Yeah.
I know there's another hero that makes it into this movie.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard some things about that as well.
And I heard that is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that because that's pretty interesting.
I'm trying to be super vague.
I know. And then we also have a person who's like completely spoiler free, so
yeah, because like
you don't want to say anything
because we've had to look into. I was talking to somebody today. And they're like, yeah, you know, I just didn't really want to spoil any of the movie. I'm like, I've had to like research. Like we had to do research and see what casting happens.
Yeah. But still manage to stay spoiler free.
Or try to.
But it'll be interesting because she's not a huge DC fan, so it'll be interesting to see like where her thoughts are compared to like because I've noticed the audience review has stayed pretty consistent. It's like an 8 point out of 10 on IMDb. Compared to the critics, which is like 33% on like Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
So it might be like one of those situations where like I don't know if it's like comic book fans maybe like it more, or or maybe just the general audience digs it, and like other people are just like, yeah, that wasn't that great.
Yeah, so I listened to this podcast called The Weekly Planet.
Yeah.
And the guy does videos every week, and he reviews all this stuff, and we have similar opinions, and you really like the movie, so. Cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, the comingsoon.net, they both put, and that's where I get most of my news from, and they both posted pretty good reviews. Even the one that like wasn't super great, it was like he praised the Joker and Harley's relationship, and he thought there should be a movie just on those two.
Yeah, so. I did hear that. Like, there's a lot of good like the characters are all done pretty well.
Yeah, I thought Will Smith was gonna get some flack, but apparently people really dug Deadshot too. So
did you see the fucking? Will Smith came out and he's like, dude, I just don't
that
like
was fake.
That was on it was on
I heard that was
it was
fake.
on Conan.
Oh really?
Like they were all on Conan. He's like, I just don't like that guy. And they're all sitting on the stage together.
But that's weird because he totally praised like what he did to what he brought to the table.
He could like think he's a great performer and all that stuff, but if he's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
He went too method.
Yeah. I think it's dope. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing, because, I mean, that's enough. We just need to get something recorded.
Yeah.
Everybody should watch Stranger Things.
Yes. Super amazing.
I don't want to get into it, but just fucking watch it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's beautiful now. For everybody.
Every person I can't believe how much I liked it.
Yeah. Dude, everyone, like my aunt, my freaking. Like all my aunts love the show right now. You know what I mean? Like,
good.
It's
so good.
It can any generation, anybody, I think, can find something that they'd like out of it.
And since I recently started playing Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, it was all just slightly better for me. Yeah. I loved it.
It was funny because at work I have this guy named Josh, and he's a huge Dungeons and Dragons nerd. And so one day I was just like, Demogorgon, and he just looked at me so seriously, and I was just like, he's like, how do you know? And I was like,
that show is fucking. Everybody go watch that. That has nothing to do with Suicide Squad.
But go watch it.
I just can't not say it. It's so good.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all we need to record.
All right. Cool.
Fucking.
Let's do it.
I guess we should leave.
Let's walk towards the movie. I'm here now.
I'm also
ready.
here.
Present.
Trish is also here.
Trish is here. Yes.
We're all here. We just got back
from Suicide Squad.
The movie.
The movie.
I'll probably add something in before this, but like, we'll say what we thought of it, and then we'll throw a spoiler tag in there.
Yeah.
And fucking go for it.
Yeah.
So let's go around.
All right. I'll start my non-spoilered version of it. Thoughts is it's really good. There's no real. It doesn't. A lot of the problems for me is like really like you said earlier, stylistic choices and/or just things that didn't feel right, maybe weren't shot correctly or something. Some stuff like that. Overall, I think it's pretty damn good. Like, I loved it. Like, as a DC fan, I think it was amazing. So,
There you go.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it thoroughly. There was like I mentioned, I wish as somebody who doesn't know as much about the whole thing, I would like a little bit more on each character. But I feel like they had so many characters in that film, that it was really hard. But I feel like each character that was shown got at least a little bit of justice done to them, and it was amazing. It was funny. It was fun. It was suspenseful. Just a good one.
You didn't sit through the whole movie there's 2 more hours.
Yeah. The movie actually flowed really quickly.
Yeah, it felt pretty quick.
Yeah, about halfway through it, or I think pretty much I think at the 75% mark, I was like, wow, this is going pretty quick. You know? But yeah, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was super good.
Super good.
It was super good.
We all liked it.
No, yeah, it was good. The relationships between the characters were all pretty solid. I mean, there's some people that didn't get enough screen time.
Yeah.
Or they just didn't get fleshed out as much as you would want them to.
But like she said, I think every character got their justice done for the movie.
Everybody got something.
Yeah.
But and then I sort of feel like the last no, I can't go into that. And it's good. You should see it.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Just go see it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Spoilers from here on out.
Yeah.
So many. So where do you start? Where do we start?
All right. So what do you guys think of the Joker? That's a big one. That's what a lot of people are. That's what a lot of people came to this movie to see.
I appreciated kind of the Mexican cartel, Gucci Mane inspiration for the Joker. I don't feel like they did any specific. There wasn't enough of them though. I can tell there were some parts that were cut out. That didn't see the part where I feel like that was probably going to be a really intense performance when he had his head half of his hair is blown off and he's clicks the. We didn't get to see any of that. I feel like I would have liked to see that scene. Something a little more there's no moment where I think Jared Leto was able to kill it. You know what I mean? He was just able to do a good job, and I think we all knew he was going to do a good job. But it's also hard to kind of go up against Heath Ledger. Because
he was also it was underwhelming because he didn't get that much screen time. And the screen time he did have,
a handful of scenes.
There was one scene that it didn't play well.
Yeah,
for me.
There's the Common scene.
Yeah, there's a scene where it's him and Common, they're in a club or whatever, and it's supposed to be an intimidation scene, but Joker's look how crazy, whoa.
But something about it was just off. They didn't film it right, or
they didn't film it right. The dialogue felt weird.
Yeah.
There was something missing.
And I don't think the scene served much story and context.
It didn't serve a lot of purpose.
Yeah.
I feel like it was one of those scenes that somebody was like, yeah, that's a really good idea, but for some reason it all seems like it plays really well on the page, but maybe it didn't translate or they didn't execute
something
it too well.
that.
Yeah, I mean there was a few scenes where you're just oh, this is a bit off. But for the most part the whole movie was pretty solid.
I think the beginning part, and they solved this towards the end of the movie. I think they had trouble how do these people talk every day? You know what I mean? They're villains. They know it. You know what I mean? I think David Ayer had a little bit of a tough time kind of figuring that out at the beginning. When Will Smith's talking to his daughter and she's like, Mom, just says you kill people. And you know what I mean? That whole scene was just super off.
Yeah, and that child actor
is just the worst.
Was not very good.
She did great towards the end, but that first scene when you see her, I was just cringing.
Yeah, the
hard.
scene. There's a scene at the end where it's Deadshot, and he's just hanging out with his children, trying to teach her how to get the hypotenuse.
That part was brilliant.
That was pretty good.
And that's what I'm saying. I think he had his groove going at the end of the movie. You know what I mean? He had it figured out, but it took some time to kind of get there.
Yeah, for sure. And then, I mean, there was a few characteristic some people shouldn't all right, so here's a big thing for me that I realized on the drive home.
Yeah.
Is that Amanda Waller had that heart for a lot of as soon as shit went bad, why didn't she just crush it? That's in Amanda Waller's that's what Amanda Waller would have done. She would have just been oh, fuck that, and then she would have killed just destroyed the heart.
Yeah.
and then she would have died.
Good point.
Yeah.
Like there's very like that's a big plot hole that
Which is funny because
She straight up goes OG and straight up kills
she fucking
all
kill-
the fucking people.
yeah,
in
she
the
kills
room
like
when she
6 FBI agents.
Yeah.
Just clocks him in the face, like clocks him in the head.
I do know that Enchantress is meant to lead to a Justice League Dark movie where all of the kind of horror characters in DC kind of come together. And maybe that's something Amanda Waller was onto. That, again, was never said in the movie, so...
And since at the end of the movie Enchantress dies,
Yeah.
and her brother,
Yeah. Yeah, but there's this part at the beginning that she says, hey, she's been walking the earth for thousands of years and she'll probably last longer than we will.
Yeah.
You never know. She could just not be
yeah,
dead.
she could.
They literally just blew up the portal, you know, so her brother could come back, resurrect her fucking shit, you know what I mean? One of them probably ain't dead. You know what I mean? It's very simple fix. Marvel does it all the time,
but they
with even crazier characters.
That's something that should have been addressed. Because
I think so.
Because there's the point where she's like, "Oh, I gotta to like."
So she starts stabbing it. Yeah.
For anybody who hadn't seen the movie, or I don't know why you're listening to this part, but there's a part where Amanda Waller, it's when Rick Flag and the Enchantress, or I can't remember the actual girl's name, Doctor something.
It was
June?
Yeah, more
Moody?
something with 2 O's.
I thought it was June Moon for the longest.
I thought it was, too.
definitely had 2 O's.
Yeah.
It had back-to-back O's for sure.
Yeah.
They're in the subway underneath what is like Enchantress's brother, and they're like, "Oh, I don't remember what this tangent was about. I don't remember why I started talking about this."
The heart and how she could have easily at any given point, like, but
yeah, as soon as Enchantress turns on him, like, why wouldn't Amanda Waller just destroy the heart?
Yeah.
Like she has no reason. Like the only reason she was gonna like be like, "Oh, we gotta keep this heart so we can control her," but as soon as she's out of control, fuck it, crush the heart.
I have a question though, like, but isn't the whole point of when her brother like saves her? Like, you know, when Amanda's stabbing the heart, and she's like, "Save me, brother," before she kills me. Like,
Yeah, but that's the thing. Even if you destroyed,
like, how is that?
But like, I would understand if it like protected her. But if you destroyed the heart entirely,
no. But he was keeping her alive. So there was that moment where she started stabbing the shit out of the heart.
Because the thing is,
but she did try to kill her right there. That was that whole point.
But
maybe she thought it was futile after that because she thought that.
I thought like that to me that translated like she was trying to turn her back into Dr. 00.
But I think at that point they already knew they couldn't.
But even so, they should have destroyed the heart anyways, because they should know that if Enchantress gets the heart back, it's bad news.
But literally, her brother was keeping her alive.
But the thing is, then all they had to do is kill the brother, and then they'd both be dead.
Yeah, but at that point, no one had the fucking heart anymore.
At that point,
and then Amanda Waller was already captured.
I'm just saying they should have destroyed. Amanda Waller should have just destroyed the heart.
Yeah,
and like that would be
like
in
I
her.
Said, you never know. Like that scene could have been intended that she was trying to, and then because any other time when she was like, "Hey, you need to come back," she would just lightly stab the heart.
Mm-hmm.
She fucking stabbed the shit out of it. At that point, I don't think she was trying to keep her alive anymore.
She should have glocked. She should have fucking shot it like she shot those FBI agents.
Yeah, right.
She was great.
So it's not much
she was a great Amanda Waller.
Yeah, I didn't really think I was gonna care for her too much, but
Amanda Waller's just supposed to be a huge cunt.
Yeah,
and that's the gist of her character.
Yeah, but no, she played it with like lots of real depth.
Viola Davis. I know I've seen her in something where she was really.
She's
good.
a Oscar nominee, but I don't know what for.
Exactly. She might.
We just know she's a good actress.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, she's really good in the movie.
Funny little tidbit. I was telling Trisha right before it started the podcast. Oprah Winfrey was considered for the role.
I did hear that.
And
I don't think
I was like.
I don't think I would have liked it.
Oh, wait, what? Because I totally
I
like.
kinda would've done
I
it.
was like,
But
she could have.
I don't think she's that good of an actor.
You seen Sister Act?
Yeah, that's the point right there.
That was a joke.
The thing,
No, she's done she did that one Martin Luther King movie recently. I haven't seen it, but some people said she was good in it. I've always known her to be like a revered actress. Like
I've never known her
Revered.
to be that. But I mean, I like the casting was really good for this whole for the whole movie. It was pretty good. I think Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn really does really good.
Yeah.
Seeing her as like the psychiatrist was even really good. Like seeing her change.
I wish they would have done some more scenes.
I also was thinking that,
because I was thinking like I totally thought there was gonna be, and it just made the Joker seem like a super, like their consistency with Joker was really weird. Because like one moment, you know, he's like, "I love you," like we're gonna fucking fall into the Ace Chemicals together, and then like there's times when he's like, I don't know, like he was just really
but the thing
weird.
Is,
and
Joker
I feel like we needed those scenes at the beginning. Where,
sure.
like, they talk.
They
should
should
have.
I
mean?
But the thing is, that would have just added a bunch of time to the movie, which wouldn't really make sense.
And,
like,
yeah, probably wouldn't have served anything.
If anything, they should have had like the recordings of it, and sometimes they'd have them like, I don't know how they'd get that to fit in, like, and have it be still as coherent. Like the movie has some like problems, but with like not, I mean sometimes with pacing. But not for the most part, it's pretty good. But if they would have added scenes like that, it would have been like a weird pace change.
I definitely think so. And I have to agree. I thought the pacing was great up until, well, I don't know. It's weird because it's like I think it was paced really good. But when I look back on it, like I remember at one point thinking like, "Holy shit!" Like we're already in the city and like it's like halfway through the movie. So like they spent a lot of time characterizing each character, and then it's like, all right, shit's going down. We're going into it, and it was like, whoa, like and I don't know anything about the.
And then at that point, they didn't characterize some. I mean, some of them died right away.
Yeah, no, the only ones they didn't do was Slipknot, I think.
And Katana.
Oh yeah, and Katana, but Katana showed up like halfway through the movie, and she's not a bad guy.
I think they kind of, like I was saying,
well,
they gave each character their justice. I feel like she kind of, like, the only part that she really got that was hers was when she, like, he was like, she's talking to her sword because it has her husband's soul.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's what, originally I didn't like the fact that they included that scene where, like, they're like, oh, you're late, and then she was like, whoa, you know, fighting those bad guys, like, you killed my husband with the sword, you know, and I was like, why are they including that? And it was simply just for that little part where she talks to the sword later. So there are some scenish, like, stuff that was really only there
the thing
to push characters.
If they did a Katana story like they did everybody else's, I would have liked that more.
Yeah, me too.
Like, if they would have had, like... I understand she's supposed to be, like, a good person, but, like, if they just had her as another bad character...
I think a couple more minutes to do a little flash on screen for Slipknot and...
Slipknot, I don't... Not to worry about because they kill him so fast.
Yeah, but I think
like we called that really months ago.
Months ago,
we're
one
like,
of them's just gonna fucking run off.
We're looking at the trailers months ago. And we're like, how come Slipknot's not in any of these other? Like he's in the beginning bit, and then he's a little bit in the city, and then we don't see him on any of the other fights.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, one of them just runs away right when they get out.
And Diablo was really good.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to care for him.
Because he's just like, oh, he's a fire guy. But, like, they did his backstory pretty well. And then
they pulled it all together.
Fantastic. They give him a sad story.
Yeah. I kind of hope... So, and he turns into that fucking Mayan thing at
the
end.
Dude, he turns into
Mayan devil.
The Mayan fire god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Holy shit, that was cool.
It looked rad as fuck.
Yeah. And he fucks up that... Enchantress's brother.
He's just brother.
She straight he bucks his shit up, dude, and that's like one thing I was glad about this movie, and it's like every superhero movie has this problem. It's 2/3 awesome, then like 1/3 just giant CGI battle, and I'm really proud because like the movie doesn't ever really get to that point. There's tons of CGI at the end.
Oh, tons.
But you get what's going on.
They keep it more close quarters combat. It's not big guy punches big guy into big things that fall down and make big things.
No, I wish David Ayer would pull the camera back a little bit. Sometimes a little too close in. I'm like, I can't see what's going on.
There are some really close ups. And then we talked about this. There's at the very end, fucking Killer Croc is throwing like TNT into the fucking super machine.
Yeah, it's about.
And it's
swear to God, 20 minutes of slow mo.
It's so much fucking slow motion.
Harley, throw me the gun. Oh wait, no, it doesn't hit slow mo until she throws the gun, and then it's like sincerely, you watch the gun.
And then you watch, but first you watch Killer Croc throw a bomb in slow motion.
Yeah.
And then you see the Enchantress go in slow motion, try to grab a bomb.
No, what's weird is they cut to normal motion for her when she went to go try to grab the bomb or whatever.
It wasn't normal. It was still slow.
It looked a lot.
Well, she's got.
That's true.
Demon fast strength.
Demon fastness. Yeah. And then it's more, finally he's letting go of the bomb.
And then there's slow motion while Will Smith talks to his daughter that's not there.
Yeah, and then that part's fine. You could have kept... nothing else needed to be slow motion.
If that part was in slow motion, like everything is going slow around him and then his daughter's regular and all that stuff, that would have been good.
Yeah.
And
or
then,
vice versa. Yeah. Everything else is normal, and then just their part was slow motion.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. Like, I'm talking about, like, in the actual scene.
Yeah.
Because if the daughter pops up and talks really fast, I didn't get any of that on Will Smith. Shoots the bomb.
Well, I thought you meant, like, their parts in regular
Oh,
motion.
no.
Yeah, I mean, super good.
There's also another part that we talked about.
Yeah,
is
and
that
I felt that it was completely unnecessary.
they added, like, 2 minutes of redundant stuff for the audience. Like,
for people that aren't really, they spoon feed it to the audience a couple times.
So, like, we know why shit's going bad in Midway City.
Yeah.
Like, we know the Enchantress is behind it and Rick Flagg's in love with her. But, like, the rest of the team doesn't know that. But, like, when you're watching the movie, you don't remember that.
Yeah.
Like, you're just an audience member. You think the cast should know everything that you know.
Yeah.
So they could have done one or two things. They could have just not had... There's a redundant scene where, like, Rick Flag explains everything to the group.
Yeah, and then they do the flashbacks.
But, like, the thing is, it's footage you've already seen with something you already know.
Yeah.
You don't need a hammer at home.
And while you want the audience to be a step ahead, you don't want them to be 2 steps ahead.
And then take them back and... Oh, hold on.
So it felt like there's...
Swaddle them and then spoon feed them some shit.
Like, I felt like it was this big twist.
You're growing up too fast.
They were just trying to get
See, the thing is,
mouth.
I think... They could have done 2 things. They could have taken that redundancy out and let him know earlier without having to explain it. Like, if they did that during a combat scene, we wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, and then one thing you mentioned was, like, just having no one know the Enchantress was the bad guy. I didn't think that could work.
I would like that a lot
more. I was
more.
thinking about it, and I was like, you could... And that solves that plot hole we were just talking about. That may not be a plot hole, but I do agree with you. That is something that was, like, no one thought about. It would have saved us if she's kind of with the group, but then you have her brother. You know what I mean? Like, just skip that whole scene where she goes and gets the thing and unleashes her brother.
If we don't get to see that the Enchantress is behind all this, and that's her brother, if we don't see any of that, when that twist, if that was the actual twist, it would have actually meant something to the audience, where, like, we're like, "Oh, Rick, why? You lied to us all."
Yeah, exactly.
You're a real bitch.
Instead, they kind of focus, like, the twists more on, like... I don't know, there's no twist in the movie at all. There are surprises, though.
Yeah, there's some things like, you're like, oh, look, he's a fucking sweet Mayan man now.
It's actually
Amanda
that they're trying to save.
I mean, the thing is, we all knew Joker wasn't dead.
Yeah.
Like,
I was still pretty, like, I was...
Like, it added for a good scene of, like, Harley, like, breaking down and being like... I just wanted kids.
I lost my pudding.
Yeah.
It was so sad seeing her, like, go up to the Enchantress and just be like, "Can you give me my pudding back?" Like,
Harley was done so good.
She said bats.
Yeah.
She said Mr. J.
I know.
She said pudding.
She did all the good things she could have done.
She said all the things I required of a Harley Quinn to say.
Yeah, right. God, there's one thing
J.
really.
Oh, I love the Mr. J bit.
Yeah,
and
the thing is, like, their relationship was done perfectly. It's like obstructive, you know what I mean, destructive, but you can tell, like, Joker still kind of cares in his own weird fucking way.
Psychotic
you know what I mean?
way.
And I like the fact that, like, 2/3 of the movie, he's not even a villain. He's literally just trying to get Harley. He has nothing else really to do with the film's plot.
He doesn't care about anything that's happening in Midway City. He's like, I just want to get Harley back.
Yeah, like, that's all I really want. I like that scene where he's just like, where is she? And I was like, he's channeling some Christian Bale right now.
Yeah, and then we had talked about it because in the trailers, there's at least 2 scenes that we noticed that aren't in there.
Yeah,
there's a scene where Joker tortures the prison guard.
Yeah,
who's played by a comedian. What's that guy's name?
I fucking loved. He's from Mad TV.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time. Like, I think I saw him on The League. If you ever watched that show,
I love The League. Yes, that's what he's on too.
He plays the douche guy, the body.
He did a good job.
He plays the body on The League.
When I saw him on the in the trailer, I was like, wow,
why is he here?
Yeah, but he did a good job.
Yeah, he was good.
So
like,
good.
He just kind of played
This is exactly what I was warning you about. This
Yeah.
is my exact fear.
He pretty much plays like a majority of the comic relief
in the beginning.
Yeah,
part,
at least
sure.
in the beginning,
He's playing like, oh, look at me, I'm a real dickhead prison guard.
Yeah.
and he's good.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
I also like that every time the prison guards came to any of the cells, a prison guard died.
Yeah.
There's that part where they try to get Killer Croc.
Yeah.
And Killer
Like,
Croc
is that the new
maims one of, kills him. And,
He's like, is that the new guy?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Uh,
See, they really balanced it because they had some dark stuff, but they added enough funny to make it so it's not a drudge.
But then they threw in a little drama, you know what I mean?
And
Like, it was a perfect mix of everything.
We also talked about this. I think you were in the bathroom, but there's the scene where it's on all the trailers where Harley smashes the glass and takes the purse. They should have just cut that if they're gonna. Because it just came out of nowhere. It was just, look,
and it's
here's
not
a
funny
joke.
anymore because
everybody's seen it.
Yeah, I think it would have been cute if they had never revealed that moment in the trailer. But
I also would have liked it more. Like if they had that scene again, but it was just in the middle of a fight.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that would have been fantastic. That would have been way better.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you could have solved this you could have solved some of the small issues with this movie by just you could just place them in the middle of a fight scene. Like I was saying, if everybody figured out the Enchantress and Rick Flag shit in the middle of a crisis.
Yeah.
And then Rick Flag is they're all killing things. I get it. It's fucked up.
At that point, you're not focusing. See, the way the scene plays, it's really dramatic. So, the audience is well, this is obviously a twist or something.
Yeah, the thing is, it's dramatic and
But if you would have done that, it would add tension, right? They're all fighting. Rick needs them. And then he's like, shit, man, we're only going after Enchantress. And
everybody starts to turn on Rick Flag in the fight.
Because remember, there's all those times where they start pulling him away. They want Rick. You know what I mean?
What if he's getting pulled away and they just decide not to save him for just an extended period of time?
You know what I mean? He's getting pulled away, guys. And they're like,
There's a few things they could have changed to make it flow slightly better.
Yeah,
but
man, I'm really surprised at the amount of hate this movie's getting.
Yeah, I walked away. I walked away liking the movie as a whole. So that's
because literally where it stands right now is that it's pretty close to where Batman vs Superman is, and
it's definitely better. It's a better movie.
Better.
Here's the thing. I'm not. I like Batman vs Superman. I like seeing it. I don't think it's a good movie.
Yeah, right.
But I would
never recommend it to people.
So here's the thing. So I bought it. I bought the director's cut.
Yeah.
And I'll just I have two monitors for my computer setup, and I
just keep it going.
I'll literally just pop it on the second one every now and again. I'll just look over. Oh, there's Batman doing some cool shit. And now I can ignore the rest of this 30 minutes until something else cool happens.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I agree. And that so far they've taken the foundation that they laid out. When actually it was continuing from Superman's death. I was like, oh, that's why they did that. You know what I mean? And it set up Suicide Squad very well. Thing is they made a shoddy movie to do that. And so it's you use this good movie now to keep your footing for the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I think they can build a fucking awesome universe out of all this.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, it's a more cohesive and better movie.
Yeah. For
sure. Like we said,
and this is before they switched up the people who are actually heading the department, the film department now, which is Ben Affleck and
Jeff Johns.
Yeah, Jeff Johns.
And we could it's a solid movie.
Yeah.
Again, has its issues.
But what movie isn't going to have issues? You know what I mean?
It's better than
remember we talked about Civil War for a really long time and all its issues. But if you can make a good movie out of what you have.
So the thing is, here's what I'd say is this movie doesn't redeem DC entirely. It does a good. It's a good step it's in the right direction.
The only way it'd be redeemable is if you just kind of erased Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel, and then we're just kind of right here. But you can't do that because you do need Batman vs Superman. It's a little bit required viewing.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
we're glad Snyder didn't do it.
Yeah. Thing is, you're gonna need Wonder Woman really to pull. I'm still alright. There's a line, and
Wonder Woman
before the bad line.
Wonder Woman needs to pull it out of the out of the gutter.
So basically, if we're in quicksand,
so Zack Snyder can knock it back down, and then the other movies can build it back up, and then he can knock it down again.
Well, hopefully he's only got one more movie in his slate.
Hopefully he doesn't have much left.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they really rein him in for Justice League. Because the thing is, he's a good big picture guy. He's just bad at, like I said, when I told you guys, originally he wanted Bryan Cranston for Lex Luthor, or some kind of older menacing guy. And then he was going to have Jesse Eisenberg play Jimmy Olsen. It was going to be like really surprising. And I'm like, see, that's that big picture guy. But then suddenly he was like, wait, Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. And then they started rewriting the whole movie.
Zach,
no one told him no. No one told him no.
Zach.
Bad idea.
Zach.
And this is coming from someone who liked the Lex Luthor. I still think they should have just not done it. You know what I mean? Bryan Cranston all the way.
For sure. I was rewatching the movie. When I rewatched the movie, I realized that Zack Snyder, when he's making these movies, he's not trying to make... He's not trying to make cohesive scenes. He's trying to make moments where you feel stuff.
Yeah,
and he doesn't. Good. But the thing is, if you try to make an entire movie of moments and not movie of scenes with stand-out moments that you're not forcing on people, because he would. So what he would do is he would pop in some slow motion and put in loud music. Yeah, and he'd be like, "You're gonna remember this scene forever, like this moment." So like, why do I need to put anything cohesive?
The thing
on
is,
the screen?
Tommy still talks we talk a lot about that scene with the pearls, and then boom, and then the pearls break.
It's a good moment,
fucking amazing. But he's not good at anything else.
If they hired a different director and they're like, Zach, we have this one moment we need you to get. He's like, I got it.
I mean, I think he could direct it. It's just like he really needs a producer and a screenwriter who's going to be like, you're not going to put any ideas into this. You just physically learn how to put the movie together. You know
even like that's the thing. He's going to be like, I'm going to add slow motion over that.
Because he does have good movies.
I'm going to add.
He does. 300, I think is great.
But that, if you think about it, that falls almost entirely into the same category where it's all moments and not scenes.
Not necessarily.
There are
it's
a few.
Very simple story. I'll give you that. But I really like 300 for. Dude, he put in a lot of history research, even that movie's terribly inaccurate.
Yeah.
He looked into it, like their suits and stuff, how they trained. You know what I mean? The guy put in a lot of effort into that movie.
I was talking to a coworker.
Yeah.
And we were talking about 300.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, dude, like the movie's just like, because I think the movie is okay. Yeah. Like it's fine. I'm like, he's like, yeah, but I liked it because it was like a historic movie. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, it was this and this. I'm like, yeah, but there wasn't any like gypsy fighting and weird magic.
Yeah, and that guy with the
like a fucking homunculus. Yeah. Fucking walking around. He's like, no, like I understand that part. I'm like, you also know, because the thing is, I'm pretty sure that event, it's like they're like, it's 300 people versus all these people. I'm pretty sure it was actually like 3,000 people or like 30,000 people versus a lot of.
Is they started off with that many men, but when they actually got to the Persian army, they only had 300 left.
Yeah.
So,
but like
the whole movie really just takes it's like 300 soldiers. We're gonna go the whole way.
And then. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's okay.
I don't know. I think he's a good director.
But
he's
the thing
not
is, like,
a very good writer or producer.
You and I both like Watchmen.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people hate Watchmen.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is that a lot of people don't like Watchmen because it's like a shot-for-shot remake. Yeah. He doesn't really take any liberties with it.
Yeah.
But that's fine with me, because Watchmen's fantastic.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, if somebody, like, Chris Terrio just wrote, like, a dope script, you know what I mean? And then, because that's the thing, like, David Goyer wrote Batman vs. Superman originally, and then Zack Snyder rewrote it, and then they gave it to Chris Terrio to rewrite during production. So it's like, in no way was that script ever going to be a good movie. You know what I mean?
So that's the thing. I feel like if Zack Snyder has a good, really solid source material, he can make something worthwhile.
Yeah.
But they so often hand him a script, or he writes his own script that are not good. No. It's the same thing. I know you guys don't watch Game of Thrones at all.
Yeah, well, I just heard the last season is upon us, so I may start watching now.
Yeah, I think we have 2 more seasons left.
I don't know, but they announced that one of the next seasons upcoming.
Yeah, because the next 2 seasons are short seasons.
Yeah,
I think like 6 and 8, or something like that. But here's the thing: David Weiss it's David Benioff and George, the writers or whatever.
Yeah.
This season is the first season where they've had to write their own stuff.
Yeah, they didn't have a source
because they didn't have a source material, and there's some times
they're basically just going off what
there's some times where in this season, the characters were not as strong as they've been throughout the whole show because they don't have they don't have a good a really solid source material.
Yeah,
and that's what that's why people are worried for the next 2 seasons. They've been using a lot of moments and big ensemble things, but some of the character stuff is falling to the wayside because they're in charge of it now. And it's the same. That's how I feel about Zack Snyder.
And that's why I'm happy because they got Chris Terrio writing the full script, and they got the 2 new heads of freaking DC film are keeping him in line. So let's just hope. Let's hope Justice League's gonna be good. You know,
first we have to wait for Wonder Woman to be good, which I think I really believe in the movie.
I haven't heard anything about reshoots or any of that.
Well, the thing is, reshoots aren't always bad.
No, and especially if they're budgeted in originally. So, people are freaking out about the reshoots on Star Wars, but Disney always puts in reshoots.
Yeah, they always schedule reshoots because it's because once you get into the editing bay of anything, you're always like, oh, I kind of wish I had 3 or 4 more seconds here, or
maybe we would have done this scene a little differently.
It always happens.
Yeah, always.
Always. Yeah. I remember, what was it? We did something for I Spy, and then we went, fuck, we should have had that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And, things like that happen, so, we'll see how it goes. Mm-hmm. I think it looks epic. You know what I mean? And just tonally different from.
I also like how Steve Trevor is looking in the movie. He's kind of just it's weird because he's the sassy friend. Yeah. To a certain extent, he's the sassy sidekick in the movie. To Wonder Woman, and it's really good.
Yeah, and I love it because just how simpleton he is too.
I just like Chris Pine.
Yeah,
I like him.
He's a good guy.
The thing is, I think I've only seen him in big blockbuster stuff. Yeah. I would like to see him in some smaller or just a drama role or anything. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else other than the big stuff he does.
Yeah, like Star Trek and shit.
Yeah. How was the new one? You guys hear anything about that?
I've heard it's really good. You haven't heard anything? Yeah, I've heard it was really good.
I know Idris Elba's in it, so
yeah, right. We'll probably go see it because her mom's a big Trekkie fan. Yeah. So
I'll probably get around to seeing it too.
But I've heard it's really, really good. Actually, a buddy of mine at work, Monroe, he was just talking about that. He's like, "Yeah, I think it's even better than the first 2." And so I was like, I mean, not really hard to accomplish, but
do you want to do me a favor? Do you want to just open that window?
Yes.
Because it's hot as fuck.
So hot here. How do I do this?
Just twist. Yep.
There we go.
And then you can just do the little viney thingy, the shade.
Little viney thingy.
I don't know what I was trying to say. I was having a real hard time. Thank you, because it's hot. The thing is, now that we're doing it, we're recording on this computer. It pumps out a lot of heat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I got big beefy parts in there, so they don't what is this? We're not even doing anything. Stop making it so hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we covered it though.
Yeah, we covered.
Any final thoughts?
I feel like it was a good summary. Yeah, I feel like it was a good movie.
Good movie.
Summarized
pretty well. So see it. I would definitely recommend you see it. Actually.
Yeah, I would too. I would not, like I said, I would. Man of Steel's decent, and I wouldn't recommend Batman vs Superman, but yeah, they did a good movie.
Yeah, it's at least better than the rest of the stuff they put out so far.
Yeah,
the DC. DC has had some hard times putting out movies because they're like, let's start with Green Lantern, and then
let's be honest, most of them are kind of bad until you get to Christopher Nolan's movies.
The DC stuff, yeah.
Even Tim Burton's Batman.
They're not
as much as it is the first Batman movie I ever saw, and I love it. It's terrible.
Yeah, and then you mean the thing is you like the art direction and
and all
that stuff, but
it is a horrible movie.
They're not very good.
It's very bad. Let's get nuts.
Don't stop that. I love that scene. Whenever people are like,
you want to get nuts.
Whenever people are like, what's your favorite Batman? I'll spat off the list of reasons why whatever, and they're like, I just like the first one. I'm like, you mean Adam West?
No, Michael Keaton.
And then I do the let's get nuts scene. And they're like, I forgot that was in that. I'm like, when was the last time you saw those movies?
Yeah, thinking back, who decided to cast him as Batman and not the fucking Joker?
He would have been, like, yeah. But
Dude, Michael Keaton is the Joker.
the thing is, they
shit.
for when they were doing those movies, they just, like, we need more star power in this movie.
Yeah,
Let's get
it
Nicholson.
wasn't about... And he was a really popular comedy actor at the time, so...
I know, it was a really big thing for them to cast Keaton.
But at the same time, like, wouldn't that have... Yeah, actually, like, I was like, watching this old documentary, and it was talking about how, like, people would look at the magazines, you know, because they didn't have the internet back then, and they'd look at the magazines, and they'd be like, fucking Michael Keaton was casted, and there was a huge uproar over it.
Yeah, because I don't remember what it was. I was listening to a podcast that Michael Keaton was on, and he was talking about the whole thing. He's like, no, people fucking hated me.
Yeah.
They hated me for a long time, and then the movie came out, and at the time, he was by far the best Batman that had come out.
Yeah,
because he was, like, the only one.
Yeah, he was the only one.
It was him and Adam West, and Adam West was just over there fucking riding surfboards with Joker.
No.
That's
Have you
one of
seen
my-
that little dance, that whole dance scene?
Have you seen
Very
that?
weird.
Have you seen that episode? The episode. So there's an episode.
I've watched a surprising amount.
There's an episode of the Adam West Batman show where Batman and Joker have a surf competition,
Holy shit, I haven't seen that.
and it's Batman in the full suit, and then he's wearing swimming trunks.
That's amazing.
And Joker's wearing his whole suit, and then you had swimming trunks, and it's all green screened. So they're like standing on surfboards, and they're like, "Whoa!" They're really hamming it up.
That is the best
It's
thing ever.
fucking immaculate.
I gotta just rewatch that.
I
whole
really
series.
love the fucking Adam West Batman movie.
How could you not, dude? I love the new Batman '66 series they're doing, like, because it's fucking awesome.
There's a scene in the movie which has... I saw this movie when I was... I don't know, I probably saw it when I was 7 or 8. My dad's like... We were walking through Target, he's like, oh fuck, we're gonna watch this. Like, he picks up Adam West Batman, we're sitting at home. And there's a scene in the movie, I think I probably told you this before, but they're tied to a buoy in the middle of the ocean. Joker or like the Penguin, like they're all... It's an ensemble movie, like all the villains are there. And they tie him to this buoy, and there's a torpedo coming towards it, right? And they're stuck to it, and they're like, ah, no! And then it cuts to something else, like it cuts to the villains talking, or like Commissioner Gordon, or something like that. And it cuts back, and Batman and Robin are in a boat, like driving off. And you're like, what the fuck happened? And then through exposition, Adam West goes, I'm really glad that heroic seal jumped in the way of that torpedo for us. They're driving a boat into the sunset, basically, and they're like, I'm really glad that seal just took the bullet for us.
Oh my god, that's the
It's
best.
fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Those movies are so good, and no one watches them anymore.
Yeah.
I think they're on Netflix. That movie is on Netflix.
I'll give him a watch.
It's fucking incredible. There's a lot of green screen of them flying around on the Penguins' umbrellas.
Before we close this conversation, how good was the Flash in Suicide Squad? That was a cute little...
Oh, it's real good.
Yeah.
And the thing is...
It's very short.
Yeah, Ezra, like, it's just like... Captain Boomerang is robbing a bank,
Yeah.
and then fucking Ezra Miller is fucking in the fucking Flash costume. He shows
Yeah.
up, there's lightning everywhere.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
Dude, I can't remember what he says, but it's funny.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you
don't
shouldn't be
remember.
doing that or something like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
But
don't
it's
remember.
a cute little Peter Parker thing.
And the thing is, since we're already here,
Yeah.
and the last news podcast we did got corrupted,
Yeah.
we could talk about the Justice League stuff real quick. That came
Oh
out.
yeah, why not?
Because we didn't.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, I love that Justice
It's fucking
League trailer.
7 Samurai.
Yeah, it's 7 samurai. They're all bringing them together. And
It's
that's
just-
what I think, like, this is where Zack Snyder is really strong at, you know what I mean? Like, look at all these fucking characters. I'm just gonna, and just put them all together. Because the Aquaman looks fucking rad. Drinking a goddamn liquor bottle, you know what I mean? Like, he's just this dude bringing fish to people on, like, this old village island, you know what I mean? I dig it.
I do wish there was more color in the trailer, though. Just because.
Well, I mean, it's hard because, like, I watched the Wonder Woman one right before I watched the Justice League, and so I was like, wow, look how colorful
there's a
her
lot of
suit is.
and then they bring the bright lasso, and
Yeah.
it looks like, and then you watch that, and it's like it's the same grit
Yeah.
and grayscale that we're used to in a Zack Snyder movie.
And
Which
I don't
I mean,
like it.
you can change that. Like that's a post production thing.
Yeah.
That you can at least enhance.
Yeah. Like, I just really wish they just a little more color, something, man.
And I think most of the color is going to come from the Flash's costume. They're like, that's red enough for the whole
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. Well, the color correction on Cyborg's pretty good.
He looks really good.
Yeah.
Like the CG,
Like
the CG's
red
like
eye. Yeah.
just slightly off,
but
it's
still pretty
it's
early.
super good.
Yeah,
Like even for
it's super
early
good.
stuff, it looks really good.
Um,
And I love Ezra Miller as the
Yeah.
Flash.
I really originally didn't like the fact that they were taking a more like comedic approach.
But now I'm on board.
Yeah,
I'm
because
on board
he's
as
like
fuck.
the fucking Peter Parker of this universe, dude. It's
Which we
awesome.
need.
Yeah, we
And
really
it's
do.
here's something
yeah.
wrong. On the off chance that Bruce goes to visit Barry, like in his like Flash cave or whatever. I don't think he has a name for it. His
Flash cave.
his apartment.
Yeah, right.
So what if there was the slight chance that Batman was wrong, and he just whips a bat grenade, but like a batarang at a fucking innocent bystander. Like he throws like he's throwing it at his eye, and he's just like, what if he's like, oh, I don't want to show I'm a superhero.
Yeah.
Just fucking skulls him.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I understand that was
Batman is like,
just a comedic joke. Surely Bruce Wayne would know.
Yeah, and just love the fact that Flash had
Rick and Morty.
Up on his
Of
computer.
course, it's fucking classy.
Yeah, I could see it. Just he just spends his days just capturing Captain Boomerang, goes home watching Rick and Morty. I fucking love it, dude. That's where we need. And then they have room to grow with him, like going on to be a forensic investigator. You know what I mean? They got room to grow. So
I'm excited for Justice League after watching that trailer.
yes, cautiously.
Cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
But that's how I was for Batman vs Superman too.
Yeah, right. We stayed pretty optimistic up until we saw that movie.
And then even right after, we were both still optimistic.
Yeah, we're like, that wasn't that bad. That was pretty good. Like,
I was
Flashpoint.
I was saying it less. Like we walk out of the theater, it's you, Colin, Trisha, Colin's girlfriend, which I don't know her name, Brittany. We're all staying outside, and like everybody's saying like, "Oh, it's really good." I'm just standing there like looking at the ground. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I was trying to convince you guys. I'm like, yeah, I mean, we got all this stuff, dude. Batman was cool. Jeremy Irons.
And I'm standing there like I had the look on my face where I'm like I just got a call that my dad died, and I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah. And the thing is like, Colin, I actually think he genuinely liked the movie, and so like I was trying to get him to cheer me up, like, yeah, wasn't that really good? Like, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, no, I was just like, I don't believe it. That's why I think I had to, we initially didn't talk about it until like a couple days later.
Yeah, we recorded it later.
Yeah, and I think that was good.
That was a good choice, because if we would have had the fucking Phantom Menace thing.
Yeah.
Where we would have walked in and be like, dude, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So
you're never going to see fucking Wonder Woman and Superman and
It's
Batman
it's
fight like
1999 and we just walked out of the theaters. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, this Jar Jar is going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried to put Jar Jar everywhere.
Yeah.
They really tried.
But by the second movie, they're like, no,
Second,
it's not going to happen. He has
The thing is,
he has
for-
one scene in the second one.
for some people, it took a really long time to realize that those movies weren't good.
Well, for me, it did.
Well, we were kids.
Yeah.
Like, it's different.
I
Like,
fucking loved that shit when I was a kid.
yeah, when I was young,
I think it took my mom a really long time too. And she,
My mom's
you
still-
know
my
how-
mom's
she's
still
a
denying
big
it.
Trekkie and Warzy fan.
Yeah, she's like
What's
me.
wrong with the prequels, Trisha?
She's like me with Alice in Wonderland. She's like, she loves all of it, no matter what, even if
Even if one flavor is a little worse than the other.
Just pure shit flavor. Like,
and my mom still believes that the prequels are good. I have this argument with her like every other time I go over. Like we'll be talking about, she's like, oh, so like, and then we'll talk about like Star Wars or something like that that's coming out, and then
She's like, you gotta admit, the Phantom Menace.
and every time I go, I still can't believe you like those movies. She's like, this again?
Listen, leave me alone, Anthony.
She has said that to me before about it. She's like, I can like the movies of them all. I'm like, no, you can't, Mom. You don't
They're bad movies.
You don't understand.
It's only acceptable to like the last 30 minutes of Phantom Menace, parts of 2, and then some parts of 3.
Yeah.
That's all you're allowed to like. You're not allowed to like anything else. You can like Qui-Gon Jinn. Can't like the Phantom Menace itself, though.
Yeah. Okay. That was the spot on.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, that's the thing about the prequels, is, like, there's certain amazing things about them.
Like,
the fact that they go and explore different worlds,
and,
you know
and
what
also
I mean?
just that fucking fight scene in the fucking first one. The Duel of the Fates fight scene. I think that's what they
the
call
fucking
it.
music, dude.
No, you got It's fucking amazing. Like, that scene is really good.
Yeah. And, dude, I still get chills when I watch that scene. But,
There are good scenes.
yeah. There are some very bad scenes.
To wrap this up, all movies have good scenes. A lot of them have a lot of bad scenes.
Yeah. Suicide Squad,
some
go
moments.
fucking see it.
Suicide Squad is a C for me.
Yeah. I give it a solid B+. Maybe an A-.
I would give it a
if
B.
I had to give it some.
I would probably just give it a straight B.
There you go.
Because, like, there was... there's some dialogue stuff that I thought was a little bit weird. Like, I can't recall any moments of it, but, when you're watching something, you're like, I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
Like,
Some should have been better.
there was some dialogue between, like, Rick Flag and Deadshot that I thought felt really jarring, which was weird. Oh, you know what scene I want to talk about really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Is the scene where it's, like, the first time they run into, like, those mutant soldiers or whatever, and Deadshot just jumps up on top of the car and just starts fucking murking every single one of them
And
by
they all
himself.
just stop shooting.
Yeah.
And they're like,
What I thought was really cool about that scene, too, is, like, that's actually, like, a character change for Deadshot, right? There's that part where he's like, motherfucker, like, you're just a soldier, we both kill people, you know what I mean? He's like, no, you're a serial killer, dicks credit cards. That pisses him off. And he goes, I'll show you what I can do. He's like, you're just gonna cut and run. He didn't fucking cut and run. That was a good scene.
The introduction of Deadshot, when he assassinates that guy by ricocheting the bullet off that little, like that
which
little...
is like a camera, too, at the same time. Yeah.
And that shot was fucking sweet.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look at him. He's just, like, he's not even going to kill this guy. What is he doing? And then, sick ricochet shot.
Yeah, I was pretty much sold in, like, the first 10 minutes of that movie. Like, I was like, yeah, they could go pretty far downhill from here, but that was pretty great. Like,
Yeah. So, movie's good. Go see it.
Go see it. Support it. So hopefully we'll get more good movies.
More good or better movies.
Yeah.
it's good or better movies.
You don't see it, they're going to get worried, and they're going to start giving Wonder Woman reshoots. You know what I mean? So go see it. It's
we
good.
need to add Joker into every scene of Wonder Woman now, please. Okay? He's a time traveling whatever. He's back. He's alive.
Yeah, right.
I'll talk to the execs at Warner Brothers. They'll love that idea.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure they actually would.
Yeah, right. They're like, shit. So we'll get Flashpoint with the Joker in Wonder Woman.
I was kidding. I was kidding.
Yeah,
I was kidding.
No, Anthony, you fucking did some shit.
Zach,
here.
don't put my name on this. I've already written it.
Yeah,
I've already called the guy. He put it in the credits.
We fired
the main guy.
We fired Catherine Bigelow. We're reshooting the whole movie. Joker is now the villain. There's also gonna be like a buddy comedy between Wonder Woman and Flash.
We'll get a Doomsday origin.
Yeah.
It takes up 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. And then nothing, Doomsday isn't even in the rest of the movie. Literally just throwing in some origin
And
story.
Darkseid, we get a little introduction of Darkseid, and he's just there, he's just shaking his dick. What are you gonna do, Earth? And then it cuts to credits.
End credit, yeah. Well, no, it's already credits.
That's the mid-credits.
Yeah, that was a mid-credit scene, because they don't do end credits.
And then the end credits, it's Batman looking through a telescope, looking up at Darkseid's ship. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Another random point to add on, I'm sure we can keep thinking of points. I didn't like their mid-credit scene. I thought it was very much just shit we already knew.
But that's the thing. If the Justice League trailer hadn't have dropped last 2 weeks ago or whatever, that scene would have been at least a little bit more a little bit better because you get to see some more.
It's hard though because it's I think what should have happened now is remember how we talked about that whole scene at Batman vs Superman where he sees all the
metahuman stuff.
That should have been an ending credit scene. I think that scene would have. You should have switched it, right? So
if they didn't have any metahuman scene in Batman vs Superman, that would have been a sweet.
Hold on, you have the Suicide Squad scene at the end of Batman vs Superman, the one we had at this movie, where he's like,
good.
"I need this shit," and she's like, "All right," because I got my task force assembled.
The thing is, nobody would have known who she was.
A lot of people have seen the trailer for it.
Do you think a lot of people would know who Amanda Waller
Yeah, but
is?
that's the whole point of end credit sequences. Nobody knew who the fuck Thanos was at the end of.
That's true. A lot of people didn't even understand that was Nick Fury at the end of Iron Man 1.
Yeah, so you gotta pay it off.
Fair. Okay.
And then in this one, at the end of Suicide Squad, it's fucking Batman. He's on his computer, clicking the files open, you know, and then you do that whole bullshit where it's like Cyborg and Aquaman. There you go. That would have been way better, I think.
Okay.
But yeah.
Any final points?
Any final things?
It's a gold star for me because I don't believe in grading systems. I just like
Gets a
it.
gold star from
Gold
Trisha.
star.
Okay.
Yeah. B+ for me. B on, there you go, guys. That's our
Alright.
fucking review for it.
That's a
Go
podcast.
see that shit.